Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and today is one of our episodes of Thrifty Canucks. And wow, some big fish here, huh? Okay, here's how it started. This is a book on fishing. It's a fishing encyclopedia, and it was $7.99 regular, but I got it at Value Village. And I probably wouldn't have thought twice of looking at it, except I was watching Mary Ellen from the Red Parrot, and she just got a fishing diary from Muriel Foster, and it's sort of how she described it. It's the Edith Holden version of fishing and a fishing diary, not a wildflower diary. So because I saw that, I just happened to be in the book section and I saw this book that said Fishing Encyclopedia. And so I thought, I'm just going to have a look at it. And when I opened it up, there's beautiful, beautiful images in here to be cut out. It's a large book at 8.5 by 11. It's a thick book. It is huge. On the inside cover, it says previously published at $75. I don't know what that means. You know, obviously they sold it for less afterwards. But I got it for $7.99, so $8 times 7. So I paid $5.60 for it. There are a lot of these beautiful colored images, and I just bookmarked a few so that I wouldn't have to take you flipping through all the pages. But there's lots of different fish that can be cut out. And looking at the picture, it's hard to tell, but it's about 2.5 inches long, and some of these are 5 inches, 6 inches long. So they'll be fun to use in different journals like ocean and mermaids and, you know, by the sea and all that kind of stuff. So, or a gentleman's journal for fishing or wildlife. So there's lots of opportunity to use it that way. And then the pages are a nice weight. And I think, you know, like the blank pages and pages I don't like, I would certainly use for envelopes, but you know, I don't know how many pages are in here. Well, I'll find out in a second for you, but I think I have a lot of envelopes here if I want to make envelopes. But here's another one that I bookmarked. Just beautiful fish. And you know, you can have a lot of fun with these when you're putting them in your collages, because you can paint over top. You can add glitter to them. You can make them more 3D by layering them up. So there's a lot of fun project ideas that come to mind just for myself. So don't rule out having a fish in your art, because you can funk it up and make it look really fun. So keep your eye out for fishing encyclopedias and different books on fishing. So just to give you an idea, I'll go to the end here. Yeah, this is already 1,043. So let's just round it to 1,000 for fun. That's 1,000 sides, so that's 500 pages. You know, if I knock it down by 100 pages of fish that I can cut out, I've got 400 envelopes. So lots of possibilities here. The book cover, the jacket is nothing to look at, but I mean, I will cut out the one fish. I will probably cut out some of the words that I can put in my cluster book. But it's a really nice flat finish red book. There's just one little dent here. So this would make a really nice big 3-inch signature book. Easy. Yeah, 3-inch and 3 signatures at least. So lots of fun with that book. And I'll just get off my desk. It can be also a paperweight if I want. Whew. Now, the other person I've been watching lately is Cindy from Studio Lou, and she always goes in the children's book, and she always finds these amazing children's books, and colorful and fun. And between Mary Ellen and Cindy, I think, you know, they've been talking about doing a storytelling, and I really think they should, because they're both very good at it. And I was mesmerized both times that I listened to them just talk about their books. So I could so see them doing storytelling. So if you have a chance, both of their links are in my description below on all of my Thrifty Canucks videos. But yeah, Cindy always finds these amazing books. And so I figured, you know what? I've got some time today. I'm just going to peruse through the children's books and see what I find. And wow, I did find some really good ones. So this one is my book of princess stories, and it was I don't see the price on here. It must have been $179 because that's the price of the books at Value Village. The children's books are $179, but the pages have such beautiful colored images, and so I could so see using this in a princess book or a fairy type book. Just lovely imagery. These would also make beautiful, beautiful envelopes to put in a journal. I've got this thing about envelopes lately. I hope you guys made some of those mini ones in my last tutorial. But yeah, just beautiful, full color, lots of nice prints. Like this is just beautiful. I can so see using this even just to make folding it this way and making like a little envelope that way as well. So lots of possibilities. You can easily get 2 out of that. And things that could be fussy cut, just fun stuff. So yeah, I could see myself using this very easily. And then again, I mixed everything up because I'm trying to keep them, you know, sort of theme related. These came from my flea market that I go to on Sundays. They're a little bit cigarette smelling. But I will stick them in a bag with some newspaper and some Febreze, and hopefully within a couple of weeks we will get rid of most of that. What I do is I slip pieces of newspaper in between each page. It's the carbon that pulls the scent out of them, and I will also spritz them with a little bit of Febreze in the bag so that the newspaper will draw all of that out at the same time. But they're from 1967. This one's copyright 1967. The original print was 1953. But all around with Dot and Jim, just fun children's books. Love the colors. Lots of retro look to it. I love the pink, the teal, and there's green back here too. Just really cute. So I have 4 of them, and I got them at a steal for $3 because I complained that they smelled of smoke, and so she gave them to me for $3. But just beautiful pictures. These little sections could be cut out into little flashcards to put in a journal. So with a little bit of time, I can get the scent out. It's not something that takes a day, but I don't see myself working on this for a while, so I will work at them and get them cleaned up. Years ago, I used to be a smoker. I've been 20 years quit, and well, actually a little bit more than 20 years now. But it's amazing when your nose finally comes back. I can smell. And I say this a lot. I can smell the fart off a mosquito. So I have a really good sense of smell when it comes to this kind of stuff. I can pick it up right away. So this is a Dandelion library book, and on this side it's the Queen of Hearts, and then you turn it upside down, and it's Puss in Boots and Other Stories. I only came across these books since I've been here in New Brunswick. I was never aware of these books, and they are fun. They have stories going from both directions, beautiful full color images, although right now you're seeing only the black and white ones. But yeah, there are colored images in here. We'll just keep going. Eventually we'll find them. Oh, here we go. Here's some colored. Maybe it's just on the one side this time. So the Queen of Hearts is the one I'm really interested in working with. And again, this is just going to sit on the shelf for a while. But some beautiful images in here. Could be, you know, the part of an Alice in Wonderland type journal. I love this one. It's so pretty. I'm not expert on books, but just love the illustrations. And here they're illustrated by a Randolph Caldecott. I don't know anything about him or these type of things, but I just learned about these Dandelion books recently, so they're kind of fun to look at the covers and see the different book from one side to the other. Love it. And this one was $1.79 as well. And then I would have got my discount on there as well. So it would be about $1.50 that I paid. Again, in the children's books, this one was also $1.79, if you can believe that. Gail Carlson Levine, Fairy Dust and the Quest for the Egg. Such a cute little story, but look at the pictures in this book. Just amazing. She almost looks like Tinkerbell. But just lovely, illustrated by David Christian, I don't know. Christiana, I don't know. Yeah, him. And so if you go through the book, you'll see all these beautiful full colored images, nice little color plates that can be cut out of the book to make some fabulous little journal cards to put in a book. Very pretty. I'm not huge on fairies and that kind of stuff, but this just caught my eye, and because of the colors, I just see maybe the all three of these books together would be a fun journal collection to make. Just some gorgeous imagery. And I might actually even read the story. Who knows? Wow, look at that. So that's that for books. I don't really need any more books, nor do I need any more paper. This scrapbook or a scrap pad is complete, except it's missing the tags, the stickers, and all the things I wouldn't use. The border strips, the frames, the alphabet numbers, the word tags, and a sheet of quotes. But it has 150 sheets of paper. It hasn't been used. I don't think anything's been taken out of it. I've had this book before, years ago. I think I finally used it up. A lot, like this is something I could use in a boho journal very easily. The colors are, it's like watercolor paper almost. Some of them I will use. Some of them I will print over top of. Some of them I will change the color by putting it through the printer. So there's lots of possibilities to change this paper so that it's more usable to my style. I do like this one, but it's paper, and it's paper that it was $5. So 5 times 7 is $3.50. Thank you, Linda. So $3.50 I paid for this whole pad of paper. You can't even go and buy this much paper at a dollar store for that kind of price. So well worth it, and always gets used one way or another. Although I was looking at my paper today, I got to seriously do some paperwork. I did buy myself a treat, which I never get to have very often. Oh, Thelma, I bet you're drooling over this one if you're watching, because Thelma was with me when we bought these the last time. It's sucre creme, which is maple sugar, and we indulged in it a couple of times together. And so the lady was there with it on Sunday, and I had to buy it for myself for a treat. So that will sit up here, and I will be on a sugar high for a day. So the next thing I wanted to show you, I got this at Value Village. It's a bag of lunch bags, 100. I don't know, maybe there's a couple missing, but the bag is pretty tight, so I don't think there's much more than a few missing. I pre-opened all my bags just so that you wouldn't have to endure me taking the staples out and the tags off. But I think it was $2, so I paid $1.80. No, not even $1.40. So to me, for $1.40 for all of these lunch bags is perfect. I can use them. I can take them apart and use them as backing for journal cards or backing for tags. It's just plain brown paper. I had actually thought about it. I don't know, a little while ago, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's time to make a bag book again. And I don't know if you guys have ever made bag books, but they're fun and easy to put together and then decorate. So I was thinking, maybe one of these days I'll put a couple together and have a play again. It's been a while, but they're fun. Get that out of the way. Everything is bulky today. So I did look at this one. This one was $3.99. So 4 times 7 is $2.80. And of course, I was super excited to see one of these boxes because these have beautiful cards, and that's what they look like with matching envelopes. However, when I opened it, they're still from the same company, but it's a different brand. This one says Friends, so I'd have to cover that, I think. But it's a beautiful floral print. It's still by the same company. So the 10 cards are there, and the 10 envelopes are here. That's the matching envelope. Those are really nice, and they have the rose pattern on the back as well as on the inside. So these I will certainly use, but I was kind of hoping, of course, for this beautiful pattern here, which I didn't get. Something I've never talked about, I don't think, is this is a magnetic box. And I think I've got about 5 or 6 of these different sets in my collection. And, you know, I hoard them a little bit because they're so beautiful. But it's time to start using them. And something I've never talked about is that I would cut the bottom off of this. Well, not the whole bottom. Okay, it's sealed here. So I would cut it along the edge here. And I would cut it at the back of the 2 sides so that I can make a folded pocket. Just like this. It's already taken out. So that these would be sort of not really a gusset, but it would be what glues down to a page, and same with the bottom, so that when you put something in it, you have the full box. And then I would cut out the back to make a journal card. And then this top part here, and you know, if I'm doing one day, I will certainly turn the camera on and show you. This top part here, this piece would be what gets glued to the back of the book, because it would have to come down that far into the back so that I can use the magnetic closure. Does that make sense? I will do a demo when I'm actually going to use one of these, but I think this would make a really gorgeous pocket in a book, especially something in a gardening book. In this case, it's too bad that, you know, I didn't have the cards, but I still can use this to make a journal card. I would maybe trim it down a little bit smaller so that it can fit right into here. And oh, wouldn't that be pretty? It's got a beautiful back on it as well. But that would probably get covered up with some paper if I'm making a journal card out of it. So it's a win-win for both the cards, the envelopes, and the packaging. And these sets, they do retail from, I think, anywhere from $15 to $20 some online from what I've seen. And I don't know where we're selling them locally, because I seem to find them locally. But I don't know where they're selling them locally unless it's just by chance. But most of them are coming full, or only one card missing. So they're not a very inexpensive card. So whoever is giving these up, it's lucky for me. This next one was a batch of cards. This one's got a little bit of schmuck on it, but the rest seem to be fine. They're just blank greeting cards with a very simple pattern, so this can easily be collaged over top. I would leave the blue border and play on that a little bit. And it comes with envelopes. I never looked inside, but just plain envelopes. So they're always handy to have. This is just a brand new unopened long notepad with lines and floral. It's such a pretty pattern. I could actually see slipping these into a journal, into a little pocket, fold it up, or using them to glue onto the back of a journaling card. Or in this case, because it's so long, you probably could just glue it up, fold it together, and have journal on both sides, which is kind of neat too, because it's quite long. It's 9 inches long, so that would make it 4.5 inches in length if you folded it into a journal card. It would also be nice to use as a flip in a page. You could have it probably fold and flip on both sides of the page. So there's a few uses for that. This was a nice, pleasant surprise. You know, it's a little folio. It says Care Canada. And when I opened it, I was kind of expecting this. Instead, I found these beautiful pink pages, pink writing pages with a little bit of rose floral. So it is the pattern, but it was not what I expected I expected these bright green leaves. And then the envelopes have a dark color here. So there's 4 in here. I'm guessing there's 4 pieces of writing paper as well. So just a nice, pleasant surprise when I got this one. I've had a few surprises that I wasn't happy about, so nice to get this. So well worth my few dollars that I paid. And of course, you know me, got a bag too. And all this stuff gets put away right after I turn off the camera and wait for it to upload. This was $1.99 and it was 3 notepads. They say slang teasers, so I'm guessing this must come from some type of a game. I have no idea what the game would have been. I've never seen it before, but they're just notepads and blank paper on the one side and this on the other side. So you could easily cover this up with some collage or collage over top of this and then use it right away as a writing paper. Oh, this is unusual. It opens this way. That's kind of neat. So same thing, you can collage on here, leaving some of the lines. This could go very easily on the back of a tag. I would, maybe cover up the words with, some labels or stamps or something. But it would be very easy to put this onto the back of a tag as a journaling spot. And I could trim this down. I'm just giving you an example, but I could trim that down and then just cover up the words with a piece of washi tape or something along the side here. So it would be a fun little way to decorate the back of a card or tag. Lots of possibilities. All we need is time. Time. And because I'm a glutton for punishment, I got one of these rolls of paper. Now I paid $2. This was at our we have a little refit Habitat for Humanity store. I think that's what it is. And it's just a package of adding machine tapes. But adding machine tape, it's not the thermal kind, it's just plain for your adding machine. These are great to coffee and tea dye. Sorry, it takes a bit to get started. But another thing that these are really, really good for, if I can find my ruler, here we go, is, let's first just tear it sort of straight. One, two, three, 4. And this is the closest thing I have right now. So just to show you. And about 3 inches. Yeah, about like that. Okay, just fold it in half. Instant little notepad that can go into a journal. It's 4 pages, just like that. So these are great to use for that purpose. You can tear off long lengths of this ahead of time, roll it up and throw it into a cup of hot coffee or hot tea, and then just hang it over the bathtub to dry or over the sink to dry, and then make yourself some really cute little shabby notebooks very quickly. So I won't put this one to waste. I will use it in my next book. And it doesn't matter which way I staple today because it's the same on both sides. And an instant little notebook to go in your journal. You can dress this up with some washi tape and some labels and ink stamps and all kinds of things, and then maybe embellish across the top to hide the staples and of course, push in your prongs. And instant little notebook. So I never turn these down when I see them, especially at $2 for 4 rolls. There's a lot of mileage here. So I'll be making notebooks and envelopes with my fish book coming out of my ears. And even this piece of paper doesn't get wasted, so you'll see it'll go into my cluster book one way or another. So I just thought I'd share that with you really quickly. keep your eye out for any kind of rolls of paper. So now the next thing to show you is a couple of little pieces of fabric. I'm saving some of the stuff for the end, so I'm just going to pick through here. This I got at the flea market. It's a top. It doesn't fit me. If it did fit me, I'd certainly wear it because it's cute. It's 100% cotton top. But what got me, I paid $1 for it, and what got me was the top of the shirt has this beautiful pattern on here, and beautiful embellishments, and all these little coins that are hanging down, so I can easily take this off and use it for, you know, something. And the sleeves are also done all the way around the sleeve, and they've got the same little embellishments that dangle down. So this would make a really nice topper on the top of a journal. Same with this one, so I would easily get a couple of nice decorations out of here. Same with these. So I thought for $1 was well worth it. It just, you know, I have to take it all apart, but certainly well worth it. The cotton can be used for, you know, a variety of projects, including shabby ribbons. There's a lot of length here, and I know that once I take all the gathers out of this, it's going to be twice the length. So this would make beautiful shabby ribbons by just tearing it into strips. So I will certainly use this. The shabby ribbons, this could be dyed and ink stamped, all kinds of fun things. The next one I picked up, now this was again at Value Village. It is just a plain yellow, sorry, the bottom of my bag is dusty. It's a plain yellow cotton tablecloth. I will take it all apart, all the hems and everything, and this, it's beautiful cotton for tea towels. It's just amazing. And you know, I've said this many times. I'm just saying it again for anybody that might be new that's coming through. If you take a tablecloth like this, you can easily get 6 to 8 nice tea towels or dish towels. I don't know. Everybody calls them different depending on where you live. It's for drying dishes. We go through them. You know, we're brutal to them. We pick things up. We wash, you know, wipe the floor with them. We wipe up wine or spaghetti sauce or whatever, you know, has to be cleaned up. We're just brutal with these things, and I throw them in the wash and I Javix them and clean them. But because we're so hard on them, you know, if a cup of coffee spills, I don't grab a paper towel. I grab a tea towel. Because that's how I do it. And so, you know, I stain them up, and then eventually they go into my husband's rag box. So we're so brutal on them, and I buy these tablecloths all the time, and you don't pay a lot of money for them, and I get 6 to 8 tea towels. It takes me nothing to stitch them up to hem the edges. And certainly way better than anything you would buy at your dollar stores or at your Walmart or any of those department stores. You're never going to get good quality cotton tea towels for a decent price. This is practically, you know, $1 a piece by the time I'm done, or even less. So, and then when sometimes I have a piece that's 12 inches wide and the full length that I can't get a tea towel unless I stitch it together. Well, I make napkins out of those because we use cloth napkins as well, because it's very environmentally friendly. And once you get used to using cotton napkins, you know, I know it sounds like, oh, well, I got to wash them and fold them. Yeah, you do have to wash them and fold them. But if you use paper napkins and paper towels in your household and you start counting how much you spend to throw it away, this becomes a great alternative. And once you get used to using this, my husband, he doesn't like to use a paper towel anymore. It's like, well, where's the napkins? So we use these all the time. So keep your eye out for cotton tablecloths because they're inexpensive, and usually the only reason they ever end up in a thrift shop is maybe there's a little tiny stain on it at somewhere, but it's for a tea towel. It doesn't bother me if there's a stain on it. As long as it's been washed, I can certainly live with a little stain, especially if you saw how our tea towels look. So just keep that in mind. If you are, you know, inclined to doing a little bit of sewing, this is something that you can consider, and it's so environmentally friendly. I draw the line at diapers though. Okay, so from the same girl that was selling the top, she was selling a lot of her personal stuff. So I got this necklace for $1, and I thought, well, that's a few nice little pieces that I can take out of there to enhance my projects. And then I got this Eiffel Tower for 50 cents. Although I realize now there's no little hanger for it, so it I don't know what I would use it for. It might just be an element that I put in on my shelf. I do have a friend who's crazy about Paris, so maybe I'll have to send it to her or make her come get it. So yeah, I realize there's no hanger on it, but I guess I could put something if I wanted, but not that ambitious. Okay, so now comes the weird stuff. E. Okay, I paid $1 for this E. I have this, well, you're going to learn a lot about me today. I have this thing about random letters, and I've always wanted to collect them because I just feel like they need a home. And no, I don't have a name that has the letter E. Well, I mean, my last name is Newberg if I want to spell my name. Or my husband is Villeneuve, so if I want to spell his name, I could use an E. But I just have this thing about like how sad that somebody would give up their initial or, you know, words like HOME for home. Like, it just makes me so sad that these things end up in the thrift shops. And so I was talking to my husband one day and I said, you know, I really feel that it's necessary for me to collect random letters. And I said I would like to do a whole, you know, maybe the top 12 inches of our wall somewhere in the house, or I may do a whole wall of them in, you know, outside. I'm not sure, you know, on the back or on the deck or something. But I just found them so interesting that I want to do something with them. So I paid $1 for this letter E. I have about 7 or 8 letters now in different shapes, in different materials, different sizes, different fonts, if you want to call this a font. And I just thought, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I have a collection of them now. And so as I get more, I will, you know, one day turn on the camera and let you see my whole collection. They're different colors. I've got a tin letter G. I've got a couple other wooden ones, and there's a couple plastic ones too. So I don't know why, but I've decided this is something I want to collect, you know, and I'll see where it goes. But for right now, it's just an E. And then, now this one is a little bit bizarre. I don't like clowns, okay? I don't like clowns. And I don't collect clowns. So please don't send me clowns. I collect clown faces and I put them in a jar. And that's no word of a lie. And this was $1.99 for the bag. So 2 times 7, I paid $1.40 for this. So I certainly don't feel badly about it. Okay, this one is rubber, so it will probably get redonated because I don't want it to be rubber. So I will send it back to the thrift shop. But these two here are bisque, you know, like ceramic, fired ceramic clay. And what started this was I had a big basket of them that I had come into possession of a few years ago, and they were so dirty and grungy. I thought, like, I don't want to throw them in the landfill, but I didn't know quite what else to do with them. So because they were so colorful, I was taking the clothing off and I threw it in the sink with some dishwater and just washed it and let it dry. But then I kept looking at the heads thinking, I kind of like just the head. So I, you know, and I don't want to do this too seriously online, but I started pulling the scalps off of them and cleaning them up, and then I stuck them in a jar. Now I would show you the jar, but it is buried somewhere in a tub of fabric, as are many household items that I didn't want to get broken when we moved. And so I haven't come across it yet. There are a few other very precious glass pieces that I've wrapped in fabric and then put in a fabric tub. So when I get to them, when I open up a new tub of fabric, I go through it and see what's there. So when I find the jar, I will show you the jar. I have some really bizarre heads. It looks pretty cool. It's, you know, it's like part of my apothecary section, which I will show you one day. And I just collect the little heads. And sometimes if they have ceramic hands or ceramic legs, I keep those as well. But I don't keep the bodies. The bodies are made out of sand. I do wash this material because it's, you know, it's pretty material to make little clusters out of for a journal. And so I do salvage as much of this as I possibly can. And then, like in this case, they're sitting on little swings. It looks like there was a couple more, maybe. Oh no, that's the top of them. But these would make cute little sign plates to use on a journal, you know, or on tag or something where you can actually put a label on here and then dangle stuff from it. So I will keep these to use as well. So I don't. Yeah, okay, have I lost you yet? I don't waste very much. And honestly, you know, these aren't in too bad a shape. The heads are pretty dusty, but they have to be cleaned anyway. But in all honesty, they, you know, not many people would buy these. So if I didn't rescue them, they would end up in the landfill eventually. But I figured if I just kept them, eventually someday somebody will buy the whole jar. Because someone out there has the same, you know, mindset that I have. So these two will get taken apart for that purpose, for my collection. And this one, because it's plastic, I will probably send it back to the thrift shop. It's not something that I want. Although it's pretty dirty, I'm concerned that it might not survive. I thought about keeping the hands and feet. Because the feet are only that big. But it's a little bit bizarre for me for this style. It's more like a doll. It's not really like these bisque ones. Anyway, I will stick them back in the bag. Don't worry, the bag is open. They won't suffocate in there. And they will get dissected for my crazy reason. And the last thing, although it's probably, you know, not what anybody else would consider the best thing, I really like it, is one of these basmati rice bags. We usually have jasmine rice. We don't normally buy basmati, and these bags are expensive to buy as a bag. So to find one like this is a real treat because this is equivalent to 4 journals, the front and the back. So that the pattern is the same on both sides. So I will get full use out of this to make 4 really nice journal covers that I will distress and do a little bit more fun stuff with. Comes with the 2 handles and a zipper. I will try to incorporate that at least into one of them if I can. And it was $3, so it was $2.10 after my discount. So yeah, that's 4 really nice journal covers. I just have to play around with where I want it to sit and how I want to work it. Because I will cut this and sew it if I have to in order to make it work nicely. Or in this case, I can use it the other direction. But that's something that I have to play with. So that's kind of my prize for this week. That and my maple fudge that I will enjoy after this. I will turn off the camera and enjoy it. So yeah, that's my thrift haul for this week. I hope that you found some interesting stuff in there and that I showed you some cool things. I hope you don't think I'm too weird with some of the things that I collect and that I like. One of these days I will take you through the whole house so you can see. My house upstairs is pretty plain and boring. You know, nothing too out of the ordinary. But my studio is where I do have some unusual collections, so hopefully soon I can show them all to you. That's it for today. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative weekend coming up. Woohoo! It's Thursday, so that means the weekend is upon us shortly. It is a beautiful, beautiful day here. My husband's working outside doing some stuff in the yard. The sun is shining. I'm going out to join him for a little bit and enjoy the rest of the day with him. So I wish you all a creative day, a creative weekend, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow is my follow-up day. I've got new digitals. I've got new things to show you, things that I've finished, and a whole bunch of other things to tell you about. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.